from my boss, Hampless Hub, Sir JP. Thank you very much, sir. Okay, I'll start with this. Sir Schofield, for the PayPal, you can meet our team, Genesis. We can help you fix that. So, and there was a question for Solana. One of the things when going into crypto, I think one of the most fundamental things to know is that you must know who the venture capitalists are. The venture capitalists would determine how well your crypto token or the coin will perform. Because those that are involved in the creating of the coin, they are the ones that determine how to perform in the market. So most of the times you see that coins can just sell and dump. It is mostly from the venture capitalists. So I'll just go straight to my topic, which is the future of graphic design in Web3. And I'll be very fast because we have spent so much time. Okay, so what do you understand by graphic design? Well, it's going to be a very interactive section. What do you understand by the term graphic design? Anybody that can answer? Any answer? All right, since we are not getting answers. Okay, graphic design, it's broken down into two. First of all, it's graphic, and then there is the part that is design. Now, graphic tends to like communicate the text, the visuals, what you see. Like this is graphic. Then design are the beautification, the color. You get? So design tells about what you add, the typography, the white space, your color, the balance. That is the design. What you do that makes your that message you want to pass attractive to your audience. Now, the truth is that graphic design, if the message you want to pass is not received by the audience, you have already lost that design. So if the message you want to pass is not gotten by the audience, you have already lost that audience. You see sometimes when you go on Facebook, you see people like, so sir, this thing you have posted, what does it mean? You see most of the times when you post, one of the places where you get critical designers is on Facebook. They can like, sir, this thing you posted, what does it mean? It means you have not been able to pass the message. Now, please, the next slide. The next one, just leave that one for now. All right, the next one. The next slide, please. All right. So now, just pardon me, I will just go through my notes because I did a slide and I just, some vital points I know we all can relate with. So what are the misconceptions of graphic design? All right, first of all, graphic design, it's not really black and white. It's not yellow, it's not orange, it's not green. First of all, one of the misconceptions people have about is that, okay, first of all, you must have a background color. I must verify. No. Graphic design is, first of all, passing a message. Like I've said before, it's passing a message. And secondly, graphic design must be as simple as possible. The simplicity, if a design loses simplicity, it has lost everything. So, you must always keep the design as simple as possible. Please, the next slide. All right, so we'll be talking about the evolution of how the web app, understanding how the web app evolved over time. Now, I think we have done a lot of breakdown about, we have heard so much about Web 1.0, Web 2.0, and Web 3.0. And now, if I could just do a little throw a little light into Web 1.0, it's just about read only. Just what you can read, what you can see. But you cannot be able to interact with it. You get? So that was Web 1.0. Then Web 2.0, it was all about community, like bringing people together, where they could comment, you could have social bond with people. So that was Web 2.0. But now in Web 3.0, it gives you ownership. It gives you like the right to control what you put out there. Yeah. So that's Web 3.0, and that is what the graphic design is now. How does graphic design help so far? The truth is that now graphic design has the ability to make you relate with the web, because just imagine if all you see on this screen now is codes. Most of us will be lost. If all you just see on this screen now are just codes, you are seeing green, red, A, B, C, you will just be lost. But now, if you are into UI UX, you know that there's something called the user interface, where this is the front. What the coding does, this is what you see at the front. You get? So this is the work of a graphic designer. The graphic designer helps you explain what those codes cannot explain. I think I was able to attend the coding class for just 3 days, funny enough, because what I was in, I could not really relate, and my head was paining me. So I had to run from the coding class. I said, no, I will just stick to graphic design. But over time, graphic design has been able to make people understand the blockchain. It has been able to help us understand the blockchain more, because the messages which we are not getting from the codes, we can understand by pictures, by the images we see. Okay, yes, this is what this code is talking about. So please, the next slide. Now, what are the disadvantages and advantages of graphic design no, please, the other one. What are the disadvantages and the benefits of Web3 to graphic design? First of all, one of the benefits is that it creates jobs for creative. If you are a creative, it means there will be jobs for you. Now, let me explain. I think graphic design has grown past that 1,500 for flyer when you do save slash and you said, okay, I'm doing a save slash 1,500 per flyer or 3,000 per flyer, and then you host a class and said, okay, I'm doing a premium class. The first 20 people to jump on this will be paid 2,500. No, graphic design has grown past that level. Now, we are in a time where, with the help of the web, with the help of the blockchain, you can be able to join the community. Like, take a look like Solana now. Solana has a graphic designer. Take a look at, even as far as Binance, they have a graphic designer. So it means if you are good at what you do and you trust yourself, there are opportunities for you. That is one of it. Secondly, people would want to relate with the blockchain. And that is where you come in. You are like a storyteller. You are the one that explains how they can relate with the blockchain. Because left to you, you cannot. How many of you tried registering for Binance for the first time? How was the experience? To me, it was hectic. I was like, I beg, this is taking too long. So that's how it is. But with the aid of graphic design, you are able to relate with the blockchain. Now, one of the things is that it gives you ownership. We see in cases of now, even like Marvin Record now, they are converting all their albums to NFT because of the benefit of Web 3.0, that it gives every producer, every content creator ownership over what they put out there. So it means anything you put out there, you are the label, you are the authorization, you are everything. And how can all this sell? How can Rema's album sell? It's when there is a design. You get? So that is the benefits. Please, the next slide because of time. The next slide. All right. Now, what are the profitable niche to go into? I think this is where it all affects all of us. What are the profitable niche to go into in Web3 as a graphic designer? I think for me personally, I would say UI UX. It is a very profitable. If you go on LinkedIn, you go on Upwork, you go on Fiverr, there are opportunities there for UI UX designers that if you want, you can charge as much as $150 per design. Depends on how much value you have for what you are doing and how much you can put out there. So first of all, UI UX, and then you can become a content creator. You can become a content creator. It's a very profitable niche where you can be able to be a brand ambassador. You are the one that tell what the company is all about. You can relate with other users. So now, if you check on Instagram now, one of the ways that marketing has done well is because they have been able to like pivot much of their work to graphic design. Now, places like even Konga, first thing you see their design. Before you even have no what anything about Konga app, the next thing you see is their design, first of all. Now, secondly, you can go into motion graphics. You can go into motion graphics. These are profitable niche in graphic design. Every ad you see, DSTV, these are done by motion graphic designers. Every ad you see, just moving ads, anything that move is called motion graphics. And these are stuff you can do, and you can make cool money from the web. So I'll round up with this. I'll tell you that I'm a living testimony that dreams can come true. I think that was last year, 2021. I lost my job. I was in medical lab. So the truth is that everything wants to take your job. Everything wants to take. Funny enough, now we have an AI that can design. It has not been launched, but there's an AI that can design like you. So everything wants to take your job. And all right, thank you. So after much, I was like, okay, what can I do next? What can I do next to help myself, fight for myself? And I stumbled into graphic designing, and I found a niche which was content marketing, like content creation, and that was what I was doing. And please, don't be in a hurry to look for money, in as much as it's good to get money. But please, put out value first. Learn your skill, learn your trade. When you learn your trade, you'll be able to attract the kind of value you want. So with that, I'll say thank you very much for this opportunity. Thank you, sir.